Oh shit!
Hey, what is up, folks?
Hey, it is Scotch for Dummies.
Live.
What?
Live.
Hot diggity dog.
There you
Steven
go. How
Rogers
you like
is like,
that?
what?
How you
is
like that?
up?
How you like that?
Steven
you doing,
is up there,
fellas?
too. Cool.
What's
Locust,
up?
Dang it! So we decided to go live because we've been getting some feedback that people really like them and have fun in the chat and like to get together. And to be honest with you, now that we're live, the first 3 people, I'm like, damn, it's good
Boom,
to see
boom,
these
boom,
guys.
boom,
Good to see
boom.
you. God dang, man.
We'll take
All
you.
3 of these
We
guys.
just did a couple of videos. A couple shorts. We just did a review, and now we're doing some live stuff with you. And it's a celebration.
It's a celebration.
It is a celebration.
What's up,
So
man?
Well, so 2 years ago today, Molly passed away.
No.
So, for those of you who've been with the channel since the beginning, you know who Molly is. She is on our bottle of whiskey. Her coin is on there. So we're all going to have a glass and toast to Molly. And,
I gotta get it.
And
Last
with
Hold
her
on.
whiskey.
then we're going to hang out and talk about what's going on with us. How
Sounds
about that?
good. Sounds great. So, first of
what
all,
are you doing?
pour yourself a drink.
This is that Tam do. I'm not.
Oh,
You don't
I'll
dump
put that off to the side. I'm not dumping it.
no.
Boom.
But I'll have a little Molly whiskey because I do like this whiskey.
Molly whiskey.
It is delicious.
Tamale.
Delicious stuff.
Tamale. Cheers.
Molly.
That was a good dog.
She was
Boy,
the
did
best
she
dog.
love our live nights.
Mm-hmm. Pretzel.
Peanut butter pretzels.
She liked the
Man.
pretzels. It wasn't really about the lives.
So
That's fair.
if you go to Andalusia Whiskey website, you can see this bottle on there, but you can't buy it yet
Why is that?
because you got to be a patron to get the link.
And quite honestly, we don't have the
Yep.
link yet. The retailer is still putting that together. We've been told that hopefully within the next week. But the write-up, the description of the bottle, everything is out on Andalusia's website. You can check it out. Once we have the link, yes, you, the patrons, will get the link, and you can go forth and
We are getting,
purchase.
guys, we're getting close.
And
like
if-
the pre-orders are like
Yeah, and
maxing
if there
out.
are bottles left,
Right.
then maybe you can get a chance. But if you want to guarantee a bottle, get it.
You've got basically a next week or so to guarantee yourself a bottle.
I can tell you this much. I came home with a lot of bottles from the distillery, and I'm going to go on and buy a
I
few
might
more
get
I
some
bottles.
might have to
myself.
buy a couple
I
too. 'cause
just have to.
I only brought a few home, and I'm like,
It's so damn good.
Well,
It'll
and
hit your lips.
I honestly want to give a few away for Christmas gifts and share this, and obviously we got to save some back for
And
prosperity.
it's
right?
good.
And it's good, right? And I have a kid that comes home from college from time to time who
no, he can't have this.
No, no.
You got to put a lock on those
Yes,
bottles.
that's right.
He doesn't drink this. What did he do to get this?
Hey, it's his whiskey. He can do whatever he wants.
right.
But on that note, we've got, Mark, you've been busy. We've got
Been
all
busy.
kinds of things going on.
Yeah, man, things are in the hopper. This bottle we're extremely proud of, and we can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it and taste it. We want to hear what you have to say, but we've got more in the hopper. We're working with a lot of other American single malt
We
distilleries.
don't want to say names yet.
No,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
to be quite honest with you,
I was gonna-
that's our goal. We
I was
are
gonna-
going to stay in that swim lane of American single malts and hopefully open some eyes to our Scotch lovers out there. We're not giving up on Scotch. We love Scotch. But also, hopefully, you start turning the heads of some of those bourbon lovers out there to see, what American single
Man,
malt
it
really
is some
is.
good stuff.
So yeah, we're talking about 3 or 4 more bottles in the hopper, and hopefully at least one of those 3 or 4 by the end of the year. We're trying to get a special Christmas thing going. So who knows?
So our goal, I mean, as of right now, is we're going to try to do our best to get another bottle out before the end of the year, if not 2. But we're definitely going to try to continue this down the road to have a
Quarterly?
plethora of bottles.
Yeah, at least quarterly.
Right, that's
At
right,
least,
bud.
yeah. And the more we can do, the better. But part of that is everybody supporting.
And it's not
process.
the same distillery. It's going to be
No.
a different
Oh, no.
distillery every time we go through. So we might have some repeats because we are trying some more skunk works things where you start with one cask and we add some advice to finish it in something different. So those are a little longer term, but the bottles that are coming out now are going to be great.
Yeah, pretty excited.
Honestly, it's patrons are they're our focus. If you're a patron, these bottles are for you, and we've got a lot of ideas and possibilities and opportunities. So as we go through and pick other casks, we're going to get you involved in those.
Hell
pickings.
yeah.
We want to know, what do you want to see out of an American single malt? Do you want a clean spirit? Do you want a finished spirit? Do you want a peated spirit? Do you want something that's gone through multiple finishes? I don't know. Let's play around with this and have some fun.
See what we come up with.
And we're gonna. And honestly, here's the other thing too. With the community that we have helped build, is so knowledgeable.
Yeah,
It
no
really
kidding.
is, and we're definitely gonna hit that. We're not stupid. We may be dummies, but we're not stupid. We're gonna hit that up for help, and our patrons have a great understanding of a whiskey in general. So we have already been discussing finishing some whiskeys in different casks, for example, and you damn right, we're gonna talk to our patrons about some of those things because we don't know. We have ideas,
Yep.
but we don't know for sure, and we're also gonna leverage Distiller, the master that knows as well.
Yeah, let's be realistic. We've had some fun with our patrons in the past when it came to blending. Remember some of those competitions?
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, those
They are
great.
much better at blending. I mean,
That's why we're the dummies and we bring the.
Although some of it is shooting from the hip.
It is.
Right?
Well, and the beauty is, when we bottle a new distillery, we're trying to work out that we will go to that distillery and anybody that's local can come in and be part of that event.
Which is kind of the nice part about doing American single malt
It
instead
is.
of Scotch, because we can get more
Yeah,
people.
are you East Coast? Are you West Coast? Are you
participate.
Midwest? Where are you? And there's somebody local that's going to be able to drive in.
Yeah.
That's
It's the
point.
next best. It is a secret. I'm telling you, there's a lot of really good American single malts.
It's a
out
matter
there.
of time.
It is. I do want to point out though a happy anniversary to
32 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers.
Man, good
Cheers
you
to you.
guys.
Yes,
Cheers.
absolutely. And I see Lana on there as well. Thank you, Lana, for contacting us and myself and all your support recently. That's you and I have talked offline a little bit.
Making those
But there-
contacts.
things are happening. So appreciate your help.
Awesome. It's good to see everybody. Hi, Brandon, as well. Justin, what is going on, my man?
Oh, Steve,
Wow,
It
Justin,
has
it's been a
long
while.
time. Yeah.
It feels like old times, gentlemen.
It's, we don't
lady.
get on that
Kim
often.
is on.
Kim's on?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my Lord.
Who knows? We just throw it out into the universe and everybody jumps on. It's good to see.
Kim and I just hit Angel's Envy down in Louisville this past weekend.
Oh, yeah?
We had a good time. It was a good visit. It was a good distillery
I
tour.
thought you were doing Starlight.
We ended up going to Louisville because there were more. That's where she was, and there's more options
Easier.
there. I wanted
Yeah.
to do Old Forester, but they weren't open
Oh.
on Sunday.
Wait.
So
Oh.
Say that again.
I wanted to do Old Forester because there's an Old Forester that I really like. Remember which one it is? It's 19 something. I don't
Was it
remember.
1910 or whatever?
I don't know. Shit. But Angel's Envy was fun. It was good. We had a good tour, and it was a beautiful facility. And there was one of the three that I really enjoyed. Not to say I didn't like the other two, but one of them really did pop, and I was like, this is pretty stinking good. But it was fun. It's always good to hang out with Kim.
It always tastes better at the distillery no matter
Yeah.
what.
And you know
right?
what?
It does.
How many distilleries have we been to? A lot.
A lot.
And I learn every single. I'm sure you learn something every time.
Well, I brought that one topic up.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard. Like, what in the heck's really going on with your distilling process here? And that's where I really needed this guy. But we'll talk about it and we'll learn. Now that I've seen it, I'll dig into it and try to, educate myself on that a little bit more. But anyway,
How good is this whiskey, boys?
I can't
Delicious.
wait for all of them to get some of this because I really want to hear what they have to
it's,
say.
it's taking way too long. If you're a patron, you've been able to look at the time lapse of our bottling experience, which is way more than I expected. I expected us to go down to Texas and we'll be able to fill like half a dozen bottles for the camera, and then we'll like label a couple
No.
of bottles. No, it's like we pulled the cask out of the rick house, rolled it into the bottling room. He pulled the bung out of it, and we just sat there and labeled bottles and filled them and labeled and filled.
A
It was
couple
like,
hours worth.
it was a lot of work.
If you are a patron and you haven't seen it yet, there is a video posted on our Patreon channel behind the scenes that shows pretty much the day of
The whole
events.
day, man.
It
Great
was
food
cool.
there, great people there
Today, I would say that's probably the best tacos I've ever had
Best
in my
pork
life.
taco ever.
at the distillery. This wasn't like a
You would
nor-
have loved it.
Yeah, it was.
They did, yeah.
crazy.
I'll make it to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will. I hope so.
When I was watching Andrew roll the cask across the gravel into the bottling room,
I'm like, what am I doing?
Talk about tight bungs. My bung was so tight because I thought the bung of the cask was in
Did
front.
you
I'm
see
like,
him
oh my gosh, man!
just
I
throw
can't-
it down? I'm like,
Andrew's just
dude!
rolling that thing like he owns it. I'm
Just
like,
roll it. Roll that
They don't-
thing.
you
Well, we
know,
did own it,
but they're
so.
sturdy, man. Those
They are
barrels
sturdy.
They are way
they're
more sturdier, right?
Way sturdier.
That
than
would
you
have been
think.
terrible if that had fallen out, if the bung had come out while we were rolling.
Oh my gosh!
So
But
we,
it was,
we have 7 bottles to sell, it's like,
that wouldn't go over well.
That
It was
wouldn't.
really fun, and so hopefully within the next couple of weeks, honestly, if we get that link next week, the URL, and we throw it out to all those patrons, I would hope that within a week after that, with shipping, that you guys can actually have your hands on bottles. And once we start seeing you with bottles in your hands, we'll do another one of these where we, kick back and go through it with y'all and see what you think. And we want your honest opinion. I'm not ashamed of what we have here.
No, it's a good bottle.
Love it.
It's great.
Not to say that if we start getting into the finishing business and actually try to move some things around.
Oh, well,
How awesome would that be, though? Like, I was thinking about that the other day, like, let's put that in a tawny port for like 1 year.
Well, 1 year tawny port, and then like 3 months in a Spanish sherry.
But you have to go back to French because, you don't want to get too much of that.
Well, you want
tawny.
sherry in a French oak cask. So,
That's true. Yeah.
God, this smells wonderful.
Bougie.
Dude. You smell that?
Ridiculous.
Wonderful.
Bougie.
That's
You guys
so
are too,
good.
but you're already too bougie. You need to calm down.
You need to calm
A
down.
little salt, a little pepper, you're good.
That's true.
He's not wrong.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
This is a spicy whiskey. It's got salt and pepper.
So you know what? Let's do this, guys. Let's do a quick live tasting again for you all who haven't seen any of the behind the scenes stuff and talk
What are we
about it.
So,
promoting?
quick nose? Quick nose?
Yeah, why not?
right,
we haven't
so-
talked about it. Hey, you
So
need
there's
some more.
some, there's
Throw
some
the
dark.
stats out real quick again.
So 53% ABV, $65 to buy the bottle.
It's 3 years. I think it's
Two and a
actually
half.
well, it's
Three-ish.
more than
Close to
2.5.
three. It's close to
almost
three.
2
Almost,
months short,
almost
right?
3 years in a
Yeah.
cask
Now,
in
And Texas heat, which is technically doesn't matter. It's still almost 3 years.
the high
But
country of Texas.
But it goes quicker because it's Texas. So it's kind of equivalent to like 6 or 7.
So the nose,
What kind of cask was it in?
it was a toasted number 3 char.
Yeah, that's
Right.
correct.
ISC, so it was a nice cask, which helped a lot.
We happened to meet the farmer that actually malted the barley and grew it.
Yeah.
He was on
He was
site
there.
that day.
That's right.
He was there that day.
And so he was super
Monkey
excited.
shoulder?
I don't
No,
think
wait,
he
he
expected.
was the one that roasted it.
He was the one that roasted
Yeah, I
it.
don't think he was a.
No, he
think-
was.
no,
No,
he was
he was
the
a farmer,
farmer, right.
Him and his partner actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
So,
there's a couple.
that's
yeah,
cool.
That's true.
It was. I think it was coincidence, happenstance that he just happened to be at the distillery that day when we were doing this. So he was really excited because he had a hand in the grain that
he
went.
wanted
into
a
this
bottle.
whiskey.
I don't think he
Right.
got one.
Yeah,
but-
he did. He bought a bottle when he was there. Yeah.
Boys, nose to me, I said it before, I'll say it again, and it's still there. It's a dark chocolate Milky Way. That's what I'm getting in the
Yeah,
nose. Maybe
there's-
not as potent, but those
It's
flavor
almost
compounds.
richer. Like it's got dark chocolate, but it's also got like
The vanilla caramel in there.
there's vanilla and there's like baking spice.
Believe it or not, there's a sherry note, a light sherry note over the top of it. I don't know where that comes
The
from.
charring has
But,
to be.
Well, the toasting brings out the caramels, that rich, sweetness out of the cask.
You know what is really cool too, and I'll be the first to admit, I don't have a whole lot of experience in the American single malt kind of like base foundation taste, but I've tasted a lot, and I'll say that there is kind of a flavor profile that's here and with some of the other ones I've tasted before.
Well, it's got much more body. It's a deep, richer flavor. It's not as like, like a corn tends to be kind of a high light flavor. This is more body, more.
And you've
depth.
got 8-9 years of experience with that. I mean, that's Scotch, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
What I think I like about this glass is that it's got a depth and character of like rich, deep flavors, but it's also got a light sweetness to it. It's almost like sugaring your coffee. You know what I mean? It like keeps it from getting too bitter or too over the top because it's got those dark chocolate
does.
notes.
It does. It does have some bitterness, some dark chocolate, like 85%.
It's not off-putting at all.
No.
No.
But I would say with water, it does sweeten it up a little bit. So if you are battling that rich dark chocolate, it kind of comes up, and the coffee kind of.
on that note, though, we were obviously given an opportunity. Ty asked us if we wanted to water this down to bottle it at a different ABV. And
We're like,
as
"Why-
much
why
as
don't
we
you do that?"
like water on it, and it holds water wonderfully, and I think it does good things for it, that's just not who we
What's
are.
the point of that?
Right?
I mean,
Yeah, it's like
we're gonna put whiskey in the bottle, and you're gonna figure out the best way to drink it. I like it neat, but I'm gonna put a capful on this and probably enjoy it even more.
It goes a long way.
It doesn't hurt it.
It doesn't, and well, we got lucky on that note. By the way, here's a little educational note for y'all that's never gone through a bottling. you have to submit to the TTB for this label.
Oh yeah. Don't talk too much about it because we don't.
Way in advance.
We don't
Yeah,
lose that.
let's not bring too much attention.
No,
to it.
but you have to submit and get approval from the TTB. So you get approval for it, then you have to send it off to a printer, and that's 6, 8, 9 weeks to get it printed.
Yeah.
So you have all this printed on it, of which the ABV is printed on it. Well, they didn't Ty did not take our whiskey and put it in some stainless steel vat when we said we wanted it. He left it in the cask in the Dunnage house for another
I don't think he touched it.
6 months.
Yeah.
So as we're standing in
Which
the
is
Dunnage
like
house,
2 years.
right,
Uh-oh.
I'm sitting there going,
Texas.
oh my God, this might not taste anything like what we sampled. Not only that, but the ABV might be different. So I was like, Ty, what do we do if the ABV is not 53%? He's like, well, believe it or not, that's one thing that the TTB allows you to change on your label after they've approved it, is the ABV because of that. And so he pulled a sample out, threw it in his tester, his alcohol tester. He's like, 53.1, we're good to go, boys. Or it was
That's on video,
0.01.
actually. Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, man, how lucky is that? Because otherwise, we would have to go out and we would have to scratch out.
Had hand change
little,
every
little
bottle.
sticker or something put on. I don't know.
Oh man, that was fun though.
Yeah, it is. So we do have some questions. Christopher asks, what is everyone's recommendation for a nice peaty Scotch? Don't think I've had one before, but I keep hearing peaty pop up in Scotch conversations.
Well,
So let's
That's tough, man.
So peaty, what's
Intro
peaty?
into peat.
Yeah, what's peaty?
So peaty is when you will dry the barley over a fire,
Bog.
over a fire that's been that's burning peat moss, or essentially peat from your peat bogs. And what it does is it adds a richness, it adds a smokiness, it adds sometimes medicinal
Vegetable.
and
Oiliness.
veggie and heather. It can add a lot of richness to the whiskey, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. And admittedly, only about 20% of scotches are peated.
If
Not
that,
even
I don't think
If
it's that high.
So
No.
there's a lot of scotch that's not peated. So to find a good peated whiskey, it depends what you're looking for. Do you want vanillas and peat? Do you want acrid charcoal? Do you want a heathery,
Well,
lighter peat?
Let's talk about it from a different perspective.
A
Yes,
noob.
let's talk about it from a noob that doesn't understand earthy, smoky,
Yeah,
mud, dirt,
mud dirt.
veggies,
I mean,
things like that. That's all incorporate creosote. That's all. Well, that's more.
I mean, that's Pete, baby.
It is, peat creates that creosote flavor.
Yeah.
If I read that question, that tells me this is someone who doesn't know much about peat. I'm not going to throw them into the peat bog, right? Because that's what happens. All these people in America, they're like, oh,
Lafroig
Scotch
10.
has
Go to
like-"
Lafroig 10.
but I would say, like, I agree. I would probably aim towards like a Highland Park that's got like hint, a little
Yeah.
bit, right? Little
Just a
hint of
touch,
peat,
just a touch.
or even Johnny Walker Black.
Yeah.
That's got a little bit of something in there, right? To just kind of acclimate you to it. But I would also say we've had some people comment over the years that they started out with like Lafroig or Ardbeg, and they were like, it was really good. What else do you have? Like, well, you should calm down.
Yeah, that's a very unique class of people.
Like, that's not
That's not
everybody, right?
normal people. That's like my son liking oysters at 10 years old.
Right.
Like, whoa, hold
Like,
on.
I think most people, though, like a Highland Park, I think is a good intro to
Absolutely.
peat.
Yes, I would
Because
agree.
it's only about, what, 10% of the
Not
whiskey
even.
is peated?
There's no Kilholmans that are in that range.
It's less than
Glamore-
that. It's close though,
Glamore-
and it's perfect. That's one I often recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highland Park.
But there's
12.
also differences in peat where you're getting them from. Like a Highland peat is much, I would say more, we say heather, but
So
more,
Belvini Wicca peat or something like that.
yeah, or even like Highland
That's
Park.
like a woodland
It's more of a
style.
woodland, yeah. But when you get down and dirty down in Isla, right, you're going to get some stuff that's going to be a lot more substance, more like.
Grab you in the
Ardbeg
crawls.
Ardbeg 10,
Yeah.
Lafroig 10.
Yeah.
Those are like,
And then you get into, and even those, like we have, I can tell you, I'm pretty confident for most of us. If you pour an Ardbeg, a Lafroig, and a Lagavulin, we're pretty much
We're gonna
guaranteed
nail
to tell you.
those.
well,
because there's,
less short and I flipped a couple.
it's okay. 60 seconds, you get a pass.
Kim said Talisker, which that'd be a good
Yeah.
one, too. 'cause
Talisker's
that's
good.
not over the top.
It's not.
Yeah, but there's flavor profiles is my point.
Actually, a Talisker Distillers Edition was our very first review. That was review
Was it
number
really?
1.
Oh yeah.
That was a minute ago.
Yeah, talking about taking it back.
Look how young and thin we look.
Yeah, right. Less wrinkly.
Hey, don't announce it.
And Drew's supposed to have those
honestly,
filters up. so
The
they look-
other thing is like, Oh,
what ends up happening
bourbon.
on you go through the peat journey and then you end up going through a sherry. And to me, when you get into the older peats, that's when the subtlety really sets in.
yeah,
You know,
because
the peat settles down and it just matures, and that's when it's like, oh, this is going to get expensive, right? Because I love this.
Now I understand,
Right.
but I can't afford this.
So much for retirement.
So, boys, the answer to the question is it depends on your tolerance, I guess. It's like almost your profile depth, because you can go from something like uber peaty to really light peat. So, in what's in between? What's in the middle? And I think Tommy mentioned like Cheg 10 would be a good one, or the Highland
Corilas?
Park.
Those are two-
That's
those
more.
two-
It's
two.
more creosote, I think, on
Yeah.
some of those. But
Cheg's not bad.
what would you say,
Highland
like,
Park.
to give a little bit of peat, but not so much, like even the Johnny Walker Blacks?
If you're a regular
Well-
bourbon drinker and that's all you drink, you drink bourbon and you want to try peat, then probably Highland Park is.
Yeah, because
Good.
you're going to get
That's a
all of
no-brainer.
that.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
I
If
don't
you
even
drink-
taste the peat in Highland
If you
Park.
drink
I
some
don't.
rich whiskeys
No.
like Macallan 12, there's a lot of flavors in that, and if you want to go from there, then maybe it's a Lecheg or something.
Can we break it
Port
down?
Charlotte
You guys
even.
have both.
Port Charlotte.
This has been said. Johnny Walker Black has been mentioned multiple times
Yeah.
in this conversation, and inevitably the conversation comes up, and it's happened in a lot of our comments in one of our videos. Johnny Walker Black doesn't have any peat. I'm like, yes, it does.
It does.
'cause
It's a blend.
It's a blend that has at least 50% Colilo, which is peated whiskey.
Yeah.
But where I'm going is, there really is a difference of smokiness and peatiness when it comes down to breaking down your flavors, right? I mean, if
Yep.
I handed you a Johnny Walker Black and an Ardbeg 10, you would tell me the Ardbeg 10 is peaty and the Johnny Walker is smoky. That's how you would
100%.
describe it.
100%.
Absolutely.
So why is that? What's the difference, guys? Let's break it down for this
Earthy.
guy.
Earthiness, I think, is the key to peat for me. If
Yeah.
if it tastes like mud, earth, that's where I get more of those things like Ardbegs and some of the, even Lafroigs have some of that stuff to me. The more I can get like soil, that sounds awful to say it that way,
I guess it
but it's the
depends.
truth.
I get what you're saying.
You know, that to me
Well,
is
as
what
opposed
really
to,
gets.
as opposed to like medicinal, or what's the how do
Medicinal,
you,
it doesn't-
or charcoal? What's the
I mean, charcoal is just I feel like an effect of being peaty, of the charring of it,
Okay.
or the toasted barrel, right? Whereas I think the Highland stuff is, and that's where it gets tricky, because you mentioned Highland Park and Highland peaty stuff, and I think it's really interesting because it's very subtle, but it's there, and I would equate that more to smoky than I would have peaty because of my point I just made.
Yeah, but I would say, so like Highland Park to me is more floral peat. I mean, it depends on what kind of vegetation is going in the bog, right?
Yeah,
like that's where you
the
get this.
key.
So if you're on Isla, it's all seaweed and brine and
grass
like,
and yeah.
you know, because it's just getting blasted from the Atlantic
ocean.
the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get up into the Orkneys, or if you're in any of the Highlands, you know, you're looking at like, you know, so we mentioned Balvenie, the weak peat. So that one is coming from a
they still
foresty
doing it?
area. So I don't know. I got a bottle on my bar. But
Weak peat, I think
to
they
me,
are
I
still
get
doing
more
it.
like leaves and, you know,
Well,
vegetative
Well,
matter
almost
that I would think.
lavender. You almost get some of that. Coming
It's
out.
almost
You
like a
do.
drier
More
peat,
flowers.
I guess. Like
Yeah.
I don't get that like sea spray and briny qualities to it. But then if you go up to a Highland Park, to me it's more like floral and lighter even than what you get from Balvenie. You know what I mean? So but you can get all kinds of different flavors out of the peat.
But I just thought of this, and maybe it's not necessarily true. I'd have to really look and analyze whiskeys a lot. But the ones that come off as smoky, in my mind, are more blends. And I wonder if that blending is what makes it taste more smoky as opposed to peaty, right?
Well,
So you're putting
I
grain
think
in
it's
there. You're
I think
putting
it's like
something in there to
being
water
in the
it
mixing
down.
room, right? And you're dialing up
Yeah.
the smokier aspects of it, and you're dialing down some of the earthier tones,
Right.
or you know, some of the creosote and things like
And
that.
how
a little
heavily
bit.
was it peated? Because let's
Well-
be realistic, guys. Some of those peats are so peated, it's oily. I mean, on your mouth, it's like, man, there's
Make 'em a
still
mouth
oil
water.
on that.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
gonna have
to-
a strong Coila 12 would get that oiliness. To you.
Yeah, well, and
It
some of the
sticks.
things is with a younger peated whiskey, which you mostly get in the blends, it is more accurate. It is more aggressive. And so just a touch of that really young peated whiskey in there into that blend will give you more of a smoky, and you don't get the richness that you get out of like an older, a 12-year-old peated Cold Eagle or something.
Oh,
that's actually an interesting comment. I mean, who knew this question would take us
such a conversation.
It's,
It is.
yeah,
It's great.
but it's an interesting conversation because we haven't really got into that to the depth of
Speaking of peat,
smoke. You made a good point. Like smoky blends. Like, what would you say that's not a blend that would be smoky?
That's where I'm going.
I'm curious about that.
Right.
Like,
So that's
what
why I said
is-
I think I need to
Yeah, I don't-
analyze this before I really make a claim on it.
I
A
don't-
blend that's not smoky?
No, a
A
blend.
blended peat.
Yeah.
A blended peat?
a blend of
That's not
Scotch whiskey.
smoky.
So we're looking for something that's
So
more
like peat,
peaty.
like peat monster.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
No,
Peat Monster.
Probably.
Yeah, or this.
That's a blend.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's, here,
But again,
I'm gonna have some.
And that's
Again,
peaty. It's not smoky. That's peaty.
it's
Yeah.
a richer
But what's a single malt smoky?
single malt smoky.
I don't know. Let's take it to the peanut gallery.
I can't
I do
think
want to
of
say hi to
anything.
Leanne and go through these real quick. Richard White, you will find an Isla you like. You will. Don't worry.
Well,
it's coming.
And Lana had said Lagavulin 16 was kind of her. That's as far as she can go, and that is a.
You just need to
great
come
whiskey.
hang out with us.
you know what?
Lana. I'll
Not
get you
everybody
past
likes peat.
No, you're right.
Like, it is not for everyone. Or it might take you a while to get to it.
Yeah, well, it's not for everyone. It's fair.
that. But there is
I can
delicious,
smell it from here.
Oh, hell yeah, you can.
It's so good.
All right, so look at Tom's comment there.
To me, peat is more wet dirt or clay, and
Yeah.
smoky is like campfire or barbecue.
That's
Tom
what
and
he was
I,
saying.
Tom and I are the same level on that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And Lana's on the same boat as you guys. All right, but there is a difference. I was trying to help. I don't even remember who asked the question now, way up there, about the.
I think it was
getting into.
Christopher maybe or something. But,
Yeah, Christopher was his name.
But yeah, I still don't know. Like I would love. Are they commenting yet about smoky single malts? Because I can't think of
Oh,
anything.
there are some great smoked single malts. Del Bach with mesquite
Well,
smoke.
Oh,
Well,
American.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now you're talking. We're getting back into American single malt.
Okay, sorry.
I
yeah.
agree with you. I can't. I'm very, very, very excited about that.
We got to find
But-
a barrel of that.
Like Isla wise, they're all. I hate to generalize it, but I can't think of anything else other than the main guys out of Isla that are just very peaty. Like there's nothing's just smoky.
Well, Leanne makes a good point. I would agree with you on the Kilhoman. To me, comes off more as a barbecue and smoke than peat.
Yeah.
But they're all different. Christopher, I hope this didn't confuse you more than you were when you asked the question. If
Yeah.
you're just looking for a good recommendation, suggestion, I gotta agree with Sean. Go get yourself a Highland Park 12.
That's
it's
easy.
not overly
It's easy.
expensive.
It's easy to find.
But it's more smoky.
It's easy to
Yes,
find.
that's correct.
But unfortunately, when you get into drinking peats for a while and then you come back to Highland Park, you don't even taste the peat.
No.
It's
But it's a
kind
good,
of-
it's a
no,
good
no.
place to start, though.
It is. It really is.
And I think there's a lot of, I would just go to a bar. Go to a bar and get a flight,
Yeah.
right? There's plenty of bars that'll do flights for you, whiskey bars especially.
Yeah,
and go
it's the way to do it.
go
Yeah.
find
Truly.
like 2 or 3 different peated whiskeys and just try them out. That's a less expensive way to find out.
It's the way to
what
explore
you
whiskey.
like.
Or come to our bar.
Jazz and Real Hip Hop says he goes to Ardbeg for the smoke. That's
See,
interesting.
Now, Ardbeg
Jazz.
is not smoky.
So,
That's peaty to me.
I want to sit down and have a dram with you because I want to talk through this with you and find out what it
Grab
is
an
that's
Ardbeg.
getting you to that.
Make it very
Ardbegs
nice.
have a unique signature to my palate. I'm
Ardbeg's
pretty
a-
accurate
Give me
the-
and
give me
good
the
at
Oogie
picking
or
an
something.
Ardbeg.
Oh, Oogerdale?
There's a couple of
But
notes
leave that
in
one
there
up
that
here.
always jump out.
Corey
I
Vrecken.
do love the 10.
Mm.
Oh,
Corey's good too. I think Corey's better than Ugadale.
we're doing the trifecta?
So we've got an
Gold, silver,
Ardbeg,
bronze.
Oogerdale, Corey Vrecken, and our Big Ten.
So I bought a friend of mine a bottle of Corey Vrecken, and he finally got his hands on it. I had to ship it to his parents' house, and he finally got his hands on it a couple weeks ago. So he's a big fan of Ugadale. I'm very curious to see what he says once he opens this Corey Vrecken up. Because to
That
me,
Corey's.
Oh.
they're
Hey, tell me
both
the difference.
really good whiskey.
Explain the difference between a Corey Vrecken, an
Let's do
Oogerdale, and the
Well,
10.
I can't remember. I know they're both delicious.
Well,
but
they're right here.
But I know Corey. Well, I know.
I'm not
but
trying
I mean,
to rush this one now.
Somebody do the Oogie.
I've got to.
I got Corey.
Some of your water.
Yeah.
Boy, we're moving on to all these glasses. I'm going to be.
Take him to your house.
I
and
don't
rinse
have
them.
to work tomorrow.
I do.
The nose is so freaking good.
What did you pour?
Corey.
Yeah, the Corey is really good.
Oh, that's Ugadale.
Price point, actually, Corey reckons more than Ugadale. I think it's
It is.
about $110, $109 right now.
Okay, if you're telling me that's smoky, Jazz, you got some work to do in your palate, buddy. That is
All right,
that is oily, viscous dirt.
Give me that.
It's grassy.
there's the Ugadale.
So good. I mean, there is a hint of smoke as well.
I think I poured the 10.
That's
me,
actually a really cool thing. Like when, because I know a lot of my friends
I poured the 10 on accident.
that are bourbon
Oh, I was gonna
drinkers
have the 10.
Well, then here.
will taste something and they'll say that's smoky. Is
I'll
that
pour
smoky
this
to
and we'll
you?
share.
And I'm like, no, that's not smoky to me at all.
I'm not lying. This Corey reckons, just first nose, blind, I'm going, there's a little bit of diesel in there.
Look how dark that is, man.
That's oily.
Which one's that
You
one?
can burn that. You can power a lawnmower with
Is that mine?
Yeah.
Look at the dark. That's much darker.
Corey reckon.
But I know the palate on it is.
Yeah,
smoky.
to me, that is definitely sherried. You can tell just by looking at it.
Give me that. Give me a taste.
To me, the 10 is the dude that walks across the bar and immediately punches you in the face.
That's that's Wolverine basically.
Yes.
Riding the Wolverine
The
train.
palate on Corey reckons got so much going on.
It's
though.
so good.
But you know what?
But not
try this
smoke.
one.
That's super approachable.
No, I don't get smoke. Honestly, I hate to say it, I always get peanut on an Ardbeg, and I get that peanut underlying flavor in
Like
there.
roasted peanuts or like fresh, young,
Well, it's hard for me to decipher. There's just a
like
certain
peanut
flavor.
butter or.
It's almost
maybe
like,
peanut
remember back in the day, Macallan's
Oh.
got sulfur. Ardbeg's got a peanut flavor on the palate.
does,
To me.
yeah.
always
There,
does.
there's like a saltwater taffy flavor to that.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Ugadale is much sweeter, much more cloying. Whereas
A bit of saltiness with both of those glasses are phenomenal. If you
The
are
Oogie's going to punch you in
not
the
buying
face,
Oogie
but it's
or
going to buy
Corey,
you a
all
drink
right.
first.
so clearly we are.
and want to
Ardbeg
take you home
fanboys
later.
here.
Woo!
I mean,
Right?
smell
so
it.
good, so good.
Corey reckon's good, though.
Lagavulin 16s is up there as well. But I think
Where's that
Lagavulin,
10?
to me, Lagavulin is kind of like, and I'm probably going to get smacked for this, but I think Lagavulin 16 is kind of like the Johnny Walker Blue of Islas. Like it's not from a price point. It's just like everyone loves it. It's so popular. It's very, very good. And it is delicious. But man, when you get into the weed system with these, holy shit, it's so good.
Yeah,
So there's so much more
The
to
thing
it.
about Lagavulin
Yeah.
16, it's a much more balanced
It's delicious.
whiskey.
Yeah.
I think
These
the
are a little
Ardbeg 10, like, I like it just because it is younger and it's fierier and it just comes out swinging.
Right.
But it's also got so much depth and character that I'm just like, I mean, I can't stay mad at you, man. I mean,
Right.
I know
you
you punched me, but damn, you're cool.
Can we hang out? So honestly, what's funny though is we're talking about peated whiskeys, but we're also talking about peated whiskeys that are sherried,
Yeah,
and that's
Some
where
of them, yeah.
that's the problem.
that's where my love really falls, because I'm a peat head and I'm a sherry bomber, and when you mix the two, it's awesome. And then if you
It
mix
is.
the two and give them some age, damn it, man, I'm a sucker. I'm done. It's like, okay. Yeah, I'll go home with you. You know what I mean?
How you doing?
You don't even have to ask me twice.
Right, exactly. Okay, I'm stuck. But then that's kind of what like Ugadale brings to me. It brings that sherry note over the top. Remember the first time we opened an Ugadale?
Oh, my
None of us thought
God.
we were even
We
going
couldn't
to
even do
drink
it.
it.
You opened it at his bar, and I was like,
We
nope.
We all
we
look
all were like super sad because that was like the most expensive bottle we'd ever
I
tried.
was so excited.
We were all excited to try it, and we popped it open, and we're like, oh no.
Who
Oh,
drinks
we've
this
made a
shit?
horrible mistake.
I'd rather have Tanqueray.
I think
And we put it on the bar, and we didn't touch it for
Didn't
a
touch it
long
for a
That's what I was going
time.
to say. I think it took us months until a fishing trip, and then we were
Yep.
like, here's the you have an Isla whiskey and a campfire and a cigar to go on
because
top.
all the
And-
sweetness of that whiskey comes
Well,
out.
Is
Mark
Martin
and I
Fielder
thought that
back
we
in the
had
States?
discovered Pete that night. We're like,
You did.
we're smoking cigars, and I don't even taste. Try this.
It's so sweet. It's so
And
luscious.
as the sun came up and Drew and Andrew crawled out of their tents, Sean and I were just putting our cigars out going, are you guys going to make breakfast?
Hey, we're going to go sleep for 5 minutes, and then we got a story to tell you about peated whiskey.
Is that Stump? Was that?
No, that was at Ren Lake.
Point at Ren.
Yeah.
Was that Ren Lake?
Yeah, that was a point at Ren
Man,
Lake.
that was a good trip, boys.
Yeah, that was wild.
We should not have been fishing the next day.
I just remember
It took him until noon.
It
Till
took
he
it-
kinda
yeah.
came around.
We should for sure not have been on the water.
I didn't sleep till
Hand me
noon.
that.
I got back up in
Oogie
Stumper, but I think soaking in Party Cove, sitting in a
helped
cool
a
noodle
lot.
helped a lot. But I
Hydrated
see
you.
Martin Fielder in the chat, and I'm curious. Martin, are you back in the States? Are
Of
you?
course he is. Have you
Yeah,
not
he's
been
home.
following him?
He's home. He's playing
I didn't
pickleball
see
every
that.
night.
I didn't see that he was home already. Actually, I'm following his wife on Facebook more than I am him because he doesn't post on Facebook.
Yeah, she posts more.
All right, so hold on.
Oh,
so
that's so good.
Christopher commented, and he's the one that started this whole rampant we went on down. So he said to say I'm another that I got ran over by the Johnny Walker bandwagon going from bourbon to blue was life changing.
I had to broadcast.
Yeah, I had a broadcast if you want to.
Where?
Left.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I couldn't see it.
The button that says add to bro.
It sounds ridiculous, but it turned me on to Scotch. So you're saying Johnny Walker bandwagon from bourbon to blue, and
I
that's
can
what
see
got
that.
you. Okay.
Yes.
Blue
it
is very subtle. I'm surprised though, because blue is bourbon to blue. That's a pretty big jump.
Well, so
It is. It really is.
They're both sweet, but the thing about blue is it's refined. It's like it changes the refinement of your whiskey from like somewhat of an acrid, a young, an aggressive bourbon to blue, which is like it's smooth.
it's the defining
is.
definition of smooth.
It's got some complexity in there, very subtle. It's a subtle complexity in there, and it's a great whiskey. There's no question it's a great whiskey. And so then you start to say, oh, what all's out there?
But now that you've crossed over into the Scotch world, there is a flavor range that is 100 times wider than bourbon.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
such a
really
good
you're in for
Good
a
luck.
journey, and that's the fun of. That's what we are all about. That's what we've been on for the past 8-9 years with everyone in this chat. It's a journey, and you know I'm excited for you, Christopher. Keep coming back and asking
You
questions.
were planning on retiring though, right?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Give that up.
So a couple of those bourbon bottles, but it's fun because you're going to go from peated to sherried to just non-peated, non-sherried, and get into some other things, or go down to Campbelltown and get some of that funk and be like, "What the hell is this? Where'd this come from? Is this still the same Scotch?"
Oh, the Campbelltown funk.
Right.
That's a whole nother discussion, boys.
Right.
I mean, I love Glen Scotia is like top 10 for sure right now for me. I love that stuff. But is it? I was going to ask you guys. So is it 9 or 10 years?
It'll be
No,
nine. It'll be nine.
2016, I thought. August of 2016, I think was our first review. I don't know. Pull it up and
Yeah, if only there was a
Internet
a
device.
way we could
I
find
thought it was
out.
2000.
I mean,
a
I feel like for our 10-year anniversary, we should do something pretty big.
oh,
Yeah,
geez.
triple
Well, hopefully we're at our distillery by then, right?
What about a trip to Scotland? What?
I think
We'll figure this out. I mean, we might be knee deep in American single malts by then, guys. I don't know.
it's gonna hit really quick. I mean, I feel like it's a rush coming.
You know what? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to hit one of the 2 lotteries, and I will have a distillery in Scotland. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. And you can come work. It's fine. We'll have a work and some kind of program where there's just a facility to live. and
Where you
It's
work
all-
for free, but you think that you're doing something fun.
It's all good, you know. And break times for, fly fishing in the Spey. It's cool. We're going to be doing it.
Just don't jump in.
Alistair Distiller Edition #1.
What was the date?
What's the date
I'm trying to get through the ads. And
Who
Put
put
all the
ads?
damn ads
Damn
on
it!
this.
That's so stupid.
True.
8 years ago, it was when.
It was like October, right?
I thought it was August. Yeah, well,
We
you
may have
passed it up.
recorded
Go down,
it in
right,
August.
Keep going, right there. August 21.
2015.
So it'll be 9. This
It'll be 9
in
years.
a few weeks. It'll be 9 years.
August 21st.
Nine
Wow.
times.
So a year, just over a year, really, just over a
Well,
year
look how
from
bad the
now,
lighting is.
will be 10. Wow. Okay.
That's really
Well,
terrible.
hopefully we hit 100,000 subs by then, right?
Get that
That's
things
like
are,
a week.
Get that
I don't
silver. Get that silver button.
end of year, maybe, boys. I mean,
mind.
I
seriously.
mean, I'm assuming that between the short that you recorded and the short that I recorded will be most of the way there.
I
right?
agree with you on that, man. You nailed it.
Yep.
You guys
I
are the
wouldn't
million
have.
club.
I wouldn't have.
1 million views. on
Actually, you
each
know
of
what's
theirs.
funny? I pulled it up the other day. I think
I'm
we
a
were close.
10,000 view kind of guy.
I think we are. Let me pull it up again here. I think we are a total of. Actually, give me a second. I'll pull it up. Just talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
All right.
Just talk amongst yourself. Hey, I see Chris. Everyone's in. Good to see you.
Joe's
Ahoy,
in,
man.
Martin's in, George's, Martin, yeah, Kim.
You guys, I want you to take a guess on how many views total since we began.
12 million.
That's a good guess.
That seems high. 10 million. maybe?
No. Wait. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Is this including shorts?
Yeah.
Everything.
All right, hang on a second then. No, it's
15.
No, it's not that high.
Are you sure?
No.
Not at all. 16,850,000.
What?
Because Mark has almost 10 just with his 2 videos.
Not that- oh, yeah, you're right.
It's kinda low.
Talk to me.
And I've got
No,
another
I'm
one.
not talking to you nothing. You got to guess.
No, okay.
Don't give me one. This ain't Price is
6,
Right,
1.
you motherfucker.
I'm going to say 15.
15. You said what?
I'm saying 16 plus. I'm saying, let's just say 17.
17. Okay. Come on.
12, 13,000. 13 million. 13 million.
You guys are good. Pretty good guesses, actually. It is actually over 18, almost 18 and a half.
Shut up. That's a lot.
18 and a half million people
Now,
have
how many
seen
hours is
us.
that?
Do you remember when we first released a video? We were like, holy shit, like 20 people
Oh
watched
my
that.
God, yes.
We've got
Nuts.
30 subscribers. I remember when we had 100.
Right.
I thought that was amazing.
They were all family and friends.
And all,
That's right. My sister watched.
Once.
Once, yeah.
So what I always find interesting is the total watch
time.
So total watch time, we are at 959 million hours.
That's
Hours?
insane.
Hours.
Man, if
That's
I could only get a
insane.
penny for every one
No,
of those.
900, I'm sorry,
Insane.
959,000 hours, almost a million
We got a
hours.
question there, Mark.
that, Mark?
Which one?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't even see which one.
Down.
Tom Harper.
Tom Harper.
Would like to know.
Add the bracket.
Yeah, I'm adding the bracket right now. What you guys think is the most approachable Scotch? Think available, good price,
Easy.
great whiskey. I think
I know
Lottie,
one.
Classic Lottie is. Okay.
You know what? That's a very popular choice. I don't know why. It's not bad. What's the price of that? What's the Lottie going
65, 70.
I think it's
65,
expensive.
$70.
for? Yeah, I don't think that's the right choice.
So because you put good price in there, Tom Harper, I'm gonna. I've got to change my thought process. But honestly,
He didn't say.
what's a
Hold
good
on a
price?
second. He said
I
approachable
know.
Scotch. He didn't say single malt or blend. He just said approachable.
no, but it says great whiskey, and that's what's catching me out. Because if I leave out great whiskey, this isn't a great whiskey, but it's pretty damn good. I'm gonna say Monkey Shoulder
I'm 100%.
For $40 a bottle,
for
yeah.
$40.
It's not even that. It's 35, isn't it?
Right,
It's a
Yeah.
blend. It's
it
You
gets you.
cannot go
It
wrong.
gets you in there.
Anyone that has,
the blended malt.
I don't
No
know
grain.
anyone that's tried Monkey Shoulder and said, no, you're wrong. Everyone's like, yeah, this is damn good.
It's everywhere.
Well, because it's a blended malt.
It's a blended malt.
So it's a richer.
In the three, was it Balvenie, Glenfiddich, and
Glenkinchie.
No, it's
saying
Kennedy.
$60.
Kennedy,
Tom
yeah.
Harper saying it's $60.
What?
You know what? If I'm
Glen-
going in
Glendronach
the
12.
$60 range, and I don't even know what it is right now,
Glendronach 12.
but Glendronach 12, Bunnahabhain 12,
Yep.
Highland Park 12.
Yep,
Yeah.
all those. But you're spending 50 plus on all those.
Right. Now,
Oh, for sure.
sub 50.
60 plus.
Man, I just Monkey Shoulders just and because it's a blended malt.
Glenmorangie 10 is actually really good too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, and
It's
the,
a
That's
foundation.
super hard to
oh,
beat,
shoot,
man.
You're right. It's a foundation Scotch.
It's a
No, I like
great,
their sherried one better though.
great.
What
no,
the Lasanta?
Basanta.
Lasanta
is great.
If you want sherry, yeah, I agree. But the Glenmorangie 10 is like, it's up there for me as a staple
yes,
foundational Scotch.
and you can get it everywhere.
Yeah, it's
It's
so good.
it's
Well, that's
readily
not
available.
wrong with Balvenie 12. That's probably closer to 70 nowadays.
It's at
just
least 70.
Yeah.
blowing my
70,
mind.
80, yeah.
But
14. Yeah, I love everybody coming in and
Yeah, these are good
Yeah.
comments. Yep.
make
There's
sure
a
you
lot of good
pass it.
Scotch out there.
yep.
How about Glengoyne 12 for $60? Looking on Total Wine. Yep.
Glengoyne? I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Not a 12.
I do like a Glengoyne. Dalmore 12 for $93.
God damn it! When's the last time we had a Dalmore?
12 for
Holy
95.
crap! I
I had
forgot
one.
about Dalmore.
I had one last week.
Did you?
Jesus.
I had a glass of the King.
Dalmore gets a bad rap.
I can go for a glass of the
But if
King right now. You
Dalmore
got it?
12 for,
No, I don't
for
have-
$93.
You do?
I got it on my bar
That didn't help us.
at work.
Oh,
We need to buy a bottle of that. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the
But it's so
way,
expensive,
King?
our locker's gonna have a bottle of this. I'm taking one of my bottles up there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, it better.
Hell yeah, you are.
It should.
Dalmore is I don't know how else to explain it. It's one of those scotches that gets a bad rap
It does
all the
get a bad
time
rap.
because E150, this is that. But I'm telling you what,
The
the King is amazing. It's like
It's good
King
whiskey.
Alexander.
top,
King Alexander to the
top. But the cigar malt is delicious. The 12
I'll go
is
with
pretty
the 10,
damn
see
good.
what's up with that.
If you can get an independent bottling that's in
even
like
better.
a spent bourbon barrel that's
Got a
been there for a
couple
little bit,
Cast strength.
it will be the best whiskey you've ever had in your life.
Got a couple of those.
Dalmore is
They're handicapping themselves by putting it into barrels
SMWS has
to
put
age.
some single cask Dalmores out that have just been freaking to the
Yeah,
moon.
and
Dalmore's
Dalmore
good.
generally drops it to 40.
Yeah.
They're-
They do
Their
for
cast
their
strength is
for their normal
ridiculous.
core range, yeah. Or sometimes 43, but mostly 40. But I mean, still, even that being said, the 40 ABV stuff is good, delicious stuff.
Well, I mean, the King in particular, the fact that they go through the process that they go through. I mean, it's got 6 different finishings
I mean,
on it. That's pretty freaking cool.
How about the bottle that got this all started, the Macallan 12?
What's
you
the
know,
price point on that bad
$62
boy?
bucks.
Bullshit.
No, is it
Are
coming
you
A
down?
total
kidding
wine
me?
for the double cask.
The double cast. That's not the Macallan 12.
That's
That's not
a
the
sherry,
choice we're
yeah.
looking at.
What's
Macallan
a sherry
12
going
yeah.
for? A 12.
Come on, man. Go.
It's gotta be like 80.
Find the old freaking
Macallan
Sherry, okay. Macallan 12 sherry, $80.
Yeah,
79.
$80 exactly. That's bullshit.
That's.
It is.
I'm just telling
But
you,
you know
bullshit.
That's
what?
bullshit.
They've always thought their whiskey was better than
They
it
still do.
actually is.
You're right. You're right.
It's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah. Very
I
good.
mean-
Now these guys up here are delicious.
What?
But I'm not
Oh,
opening
the
those
big,
boys.
the big Macallan.
Why not? Try them.
The additions? Yeah,
How about
this one?
Balvenie Doublewood?
What's the one joint leap?
That's a good all around bottle.
I did.
$60 on
That's
Total
bourbon,
Wine.
right? Ex
Which one is
bourbon.
it?
Yeah. I saw it at Costco today for maybe low 50s.
That's
That's
one.
a pretty good
I
deal.
recommend
Yeah.
that to any bourbon drinker that wants to try Scotch.
Which
It's
That's
a
it?
good
I missed
Balvenie.
Oh,
Balvenie
Balvenie
12.
double.
Double wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
a
good
good
just
one.
all
That,
around
that was
drinker,
my
man.
son's entry into Scotch, and yeah.
I'm
Gotta
not a
start
huge fan
somewhere.
of it, but it's good. You know, one of my favorites still to this day from the very beginning, Balvenie 14 rum cask.
Yeah.
That's
Caribbean
88.
That's a
80?
Caribbean,
Are you kidding me?
Caribbean
Yeah.
cast.
That's highway robbery.
It is.
Drew's starting to sound like his father.
Well, but here's the thing. We're getting old.
I
Like,
know, but that's bullshit.
I can
man.
remember when we
80
started
bucks?
our channel, and there were people that
Jesus.
would jump on and be like, "Oh, you guys are drinking that? Yeah, I got like 48 bottles stashed in my basement that I bought like 20 years ago for like, you know,
$7.
a nickel."
Right.
You know, and you're like,
Shit, I
what,
remember going to
what are
Kroger
you
and buying
talking
that for
about? You
40
know?
bucks.
You're like, you used to walk to school uphill both ways in 3 foot of snow. That's bullshit.
And now we're those guys. We're like,
Right.
why would you pay $80? It's only $30 for that bottle.
No, it's not.
It is not.
Oh,
it is
jeez.
not. You can't be that guy anymore.
Yeah,
Say,
Jazz.
Oh,
What you doing?
I've
Oh,
got
Log.
2, 3, 4,
All right,
5,
that's an
and
ender
6.
right
I'm
there.
I
missing
agree.
one, and I just can't afford to buy it on auction because it's too damn much. But you're right; it's probably better to trade because you'll probably get whiskey that you'll drink. I can tell you, we have opened some of them.
Let's get the 3, 5, and 6.
We liked the 2. We liked.
I've got a bottle of the 2. Andrew hasn't opened it yet, so
There's
Yeah.
invite them over.
I'll tell you what.
Come on, man.
That Tandu Batch 1, I'll be sad when it's gone, but it's
Banger.
delicious. I
Man.
still open them.
Those bottles of editions, man, they're going for some big money.
Yeah, they are.
Stupid.
Yep. The
Stupid
one
money.
is just out of the
Well,
world,
because
but-
they made that one.
First.
That's like winning McDonald's Monopoly because they
Right.
didn't make very many of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, even the 2s and 3s right now on auction are going for 400 plus.
3 wasn't even really that good.
But-
The 2 was really
which
good.
one? Which one was the perfume one? Is it the 5?
Yeah.
4 or
Four.
5.
4, I
can't
think.
remember. It's been so long.
It was the pink one,
It's
wasn't
been
it?
a while. I mean,
Yeah.
I still go on auctions and look, and
blue?
you know the one is
Uh,
it's the one to get.
6?
But
Let's see.
I don't disagree with you on that
another one.
sentiment.
Oh, there's
Jazz.
five
I
back
still
there.
have them all, and they're not
Yeah, it's
going
like a
anywhere.
purple.
But if times were hurting and I really wanted something else special, I would
This
come
one is.
off of
I
it.
don't remember this
Help
one at
you
all.
That's the
upgrade your
perfume
Rivian
one.
to the next version.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit on all my whiskey for a little bit longer. We'll see.
I mean, I'm gonna. Here's the deal. I'm never gonna sell these. I'm never gonna trade them in. I'm gonna open them.
Oh yeah.
Eventually,
Ooh.
Yeah.
eventually, someday. And if I'm not the one that opens them, my kid will. I mean, or honestly, at this stage in my life, I'm probably thinking more about doing somewhat of a whiskey draft.
When you die,
When it's over and I die, there's going to be a handful of people that get entered into the whiskey draft, and it'll just be like picking teams back in elementary school.
You know what you should do?
You get to go first. You get to go second.
Do a charity
Like a
auction.
snake draft.
This is snake
well, that's a
draft,
good
right?
idea.
Do a charity auction with your whiskey.
Yeah.
That's
No,
cool.
because I don't want to raise money and give it away to somebody I don't know. I want to give the whiskey to the people that
Well,
I
that's
know
what you
that are
got.
going to treat.
No, you got to find a charity that
No, I'm
you
with
care
Mark.
about.
I
You
want
think I'm going to
people-
make my best friends pay for the whiskey I had? Hell no. I'm gonna. You guys pick what you want, open them and drink it. Make sure you drink a big one for me and pour a good one over my grave because I'm not getting buried. Just put me on the
You're
tomatoes.
getting VAT 69.
We're not gonna yeah, we're not gonna pour the good
Bitch,
stuff
I'm
on
going to
your.
hunt you.
We're not gonna pour the good stuff on your.
I'm going
grave.
to hunt Sean down.
So look, hold on, time out.
But I'll
So,
drink half of
alright,
it with you.
alright.
Tamar, I brought my edition 1 to Dummies event. Yeah, that was an epic bottle you opened for us. It was obviously in the middle of a craziness, but I enjoyed it, Tom.
Yeah,
Thanks for
it was
sharing
really
that.
good.
It was so freaking good.
You know, it makes me happy to hear that, though, Tom, that you brought over half the bottle home. I mean, look, you opened a special bottle, and I think it really shows a lot how much people appreciated it, but also respected what you did and didn't just
Yeah.
kill the shit out of your
Yeah, I mean,
special
it's like
bottle.
if you open that, I'm gonna get like
I just want to
less
taste
than
it.
half.
I
an
want
ounce.
to see what it's
I mean,
about.
I just want to
Yep.
understand it.
Right.
I'm not gonna drink a 2-ounce pour of your.
And I can just,
Yeah.
it's kind of like getting a stamp on your passport, right? Like,
Right.
yep, I tried that one. It was
Yeah.
good. It was really good.
Macallan number 6.
Are we ending with Loggy?
I am.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
It's a good one to end with.
Log of the
I like
bull
it.
one?
Man,
I like
this is
Nothing wrong with
this
that.
is my. I think it may still be my desert island.
This
bottle.
was your desert
This
island,
was
too.
my. I don't know if it is now. We're gonna find out
let's,
right now.
Let's talk about that. What? I mean, I still have mine.
So
Mine hasn't changed.
you have one whiskey.
It's pretty
Mine
obvious.
hasn't
You
changed.
get stranded on a desert island with one whiskey. That's the only whiskey you can drink for the rest of your life.
My
What do you
number
pick?
one. People ask me all the time, "What's your favorite whiskey?" And I always say, depends on the day, and that's still fairly
Fair,
true.
yeah.
But I will say, the last years, and if you know me, you know, I have always loved the Deanston 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
and I still
There's
do.
no question about that.
And it's just something about that. I just love every bit about it. So that's my island bottle.
Yeah, I mean, Lagavulin 16 is great for me because it's got enough sweetness, vanillas, and creaminess to it. So it's not overly peated, but there's definitely peat there. It's like the perfect balance for me. For my palate, number one.
Tough to beat.
We'll get this in a second. Keep going, guys.
Honestly, it's been my island bottle for a long time. So Lagavulin 16. If I could get picky and say I would rather have a Lagavulin Distillers Edition that was 46 instead of 43, maybe.
Oh, that's
But-
jeez,
Man,
man.
yeah, I mean,
Jesus Christ,
yeah,
dude.
okay, so
Come on. This
I wish I could have.
Just saying, what the hell? You asked me a question. I'm answering.
I mean,
That seems a little nitpicky. That's all I'm going to say.
that's like
have-
serious filtering.
I would have the Dalmore
It's
King
sorting.
Alexander, but come on. I mean, it's got to be a readily available.
Well,
bottle.
my reasoning is I love peat. I love sherry finishes. I want a little bit of all of that, right? I don't want to just pigeonhole myself. And I mean, it's
Ooh.
easy for me to go to a sherry bomb and say, I don't know, one of those big old sherry bomb teapot dram or something like that, or go to a big peat. I want to get. If I'm on an island, this is it. You're telling me this is all I get. This is the end of it. I want something that gives me a little bit of all that shit that I love, and this one does it.
And this is, it's so good.
It's got to be a commercially available brand.
I don't know what I would
Bottle.
pick.
gotta be-
really
I would
don't.
have said
have a
Tamdu,
hard-
honestly.
It's got to
So
be
here's the
commercially
thing.
available bottle.
I like Tamdu, but
Yeah.
Tamdu to me,
That's not available.
like, I need a little bit of water on it. Like, sometimes I'm just like not in the mood for it. You know what I mean?
little
Like,
rich.
so
A little punchy.
I have a hard time picking a specific bottle, maybe because it's got to be commercially available, right? Like this is something that
It doesn't have to
should
be because mine's not.
My rule is, well,
yours is
it
gone.
was
Mine's
when
gone.
it was when you picked it.
I would
give 'em a
say.
Right.
All right, so today.
So if it's commercially available, I'm probably gonna go with like Ugadale tonight. That's what
Oh,
I'm
it's
feeling
good.
because it's rich and it's got like
Yeah.
it does
It
have
does
the
have
peat,
sherry notes,
but
too.
it's got sherry. It's got a lot of the things that I love about Scotch, right?
Yeah.
And
Complex.
so yeah, it's complex. There's something to it. You can water it down, but you don't have to. You know, it's approachable Scotch every day of the week. So something like that would be
Wow.
good.
Martin says Victoriana.
Kim
Damn.
says kill Karen 12.
I mean,
Yeah, that's really
Wow.
good. That's a really good bottle.
I would not have said that from you, Kim. That's
No,
it's a good bottle.
she likes some whiskey in her whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, I would never question her palate.
No, she's
Ballbler,
amazing.
Ballbler 90.
Kim's
Tamara's
tight.
Ballbler
She's-
90.
got a super
good.
chat.
Yeah. So let's ask this question here. Go ahead and read it there, Shawnee.
Okay, easy question for you guys. What's your most popular video? Mark has both of those.
Yeah, I do.
You got the short and the regular.
Yeah, he owns them both.
And what's the second most popular? So the video that we have with the most views
Flip.
total is Mark has a short that I don't even know what you were reviewing.
So
But-
it just flipped. The old number one was the
Johnny
for
Walker
Dummies.
flight.
For
Yeah.
dummies.
So we had a series out there that we did for dummies, where we did Glenmoe for dummies, we did Johnny Walker for dummies, we did
Yeah.
we did a couple different big hitters and went through the whole lineup. And I did the Johnny Walker one because I had most of the Johnny Walker.
And that was before I got the finished
yeah.
bar. It was like
And we lined them all up, man. We had a shit ton of
Everything.
Johnny Walkers on here. And ironically enough, I don't know why, I forgot to bring my bottle of Johnny Walker Swing. One of my favorite Johnny Walkers. Literally, it's one of my
He's
favorite.
been getting beat up about it for
And-
4
and
years.
that's why.
Well, I go through the whole lineup, and everybody, it's getting a lot of feedback, but I get probably a million comments of, you
You have-
forgot Johnny Walker Swing.
You
And-
have 2,700 comments
right.
on that video.
And
Just
all of
insane.
those comments is what really kind of spurred the growth of the channel.
It's an algorithm. So when you guys like things and comment, it really helps us out.
The
so,
more comments, right?
Like and comment.
That video just went like skyrocket through. And I remember when it happened, we were all looking at each other like, "Hey man, what the hell's going on?"
Is this what they mean when they say viral?
Yeah, did we just go viral?
I remember sitting and telling you guys, I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on?
So
Something's up.
as a kind of a comparison, so for long form videos, that video has the most views that we have right now.
sure.
3.3 million views of that
one
video. Our second highest long form video is Glenfiddich for Dummies. It has 389,000 views.
And
So
I would
10
not,
times.
I would not have guessed
Yeah.
Glenfiddich would be the second one.
Yep.
So then a couple months ago, we started getting into shorts, and we're having fun because honestly,
Because
Easy to
they're quick,
do.
they're
they're
easy.
quick,
So
they're easy.
it's
a
Drew
minute.
loves
entertaining.
to edit them because there's no editing. But to be honest with you guys, it is a challenge. We're on the hot seat. There's no cheating here. It's a live
Time out.
take.
For all you watching right now, if you're still with us and you're looking at our shorts and you're criticizing us, it's fine. It's all good. But 60 seconds,
Oh,
you don't have time to think about what your name
Nope.
is
Let
versus
alone
trying to.
rinse your palate.
I mean,
Right.
People comment about like, oh, it's obviously in the gold glass, or it's because he didn't describe the tasting. It's like you don't have time to think.
It's 60 seconds. Right? He started smelling before the question was asked.
oh,
I ain't
look.
got time.
Look, Steve A said, "What are you looking it up?" Come on.
So the Ardbeg,
I love you, Steve A.
so the short that you recorded 2 months ago. So the most viewed video up to that time was 3.3 million views,
Right.
and it took 4 years to get
4
there.
years to get there.
In 2 months, you have 6.6 million views of Ardbeg 10 versus Johnny Walker Black versus No Name. It has 935 comments and 312,000 likes.
One of the comments has
insane.
over 100 likes. One of the comments does.
About you being an alcoholic.
I mean, people are calling me the raging alcoholic of the internet. I'm like, I didn't even.
Yes, thank you very
I
much.
smelt and literally wet my lips with this whiskey. There was, I didn't even take
You got
a
a
full
minute.
shot.
You got a minute.
Oh man, whatever. It's
I
fun.
love it. I love it.
But
That's because
Good
you
stuff.
nailed it. Honorable mentions, over 1 million views. You have a video that's got a short that has 1.4 million views. Johnny Walker Blue versus Chivas 12 and Buchanan's. And then I have a video that's over 1 million, Doers 12 versus Oban 14.
Yeah, that was funny.
So,
it's tough, guys. The shorts are
and-
fun, but they're humbling.
They beat you up. They
and as
beat
my
you
wife
up.
said, why don't you guys do that all the time? Oh, do you think that if we knew how to do a video, they would get 1 million views, like right off the bat, that we wouldn't be doing that every
Yeah,
time?
so I did 2 in the last couple.
I
The
don't
last
wanna
couple
do
weeks
that.
were at 10,000 views. I mean, it's like it's a different.
There's no rhyme or reason to
No.
it. I will
Well,
tell you this:
these
the
guys.
more you guys interact,
Better
it's
it
all
Honestly,
it helps
It's
us.
all the comments.
If you look at the videos that have tons and tons of views, and look at the comments, there's conversations in the comments where the
That's right, Steve.
commenters start talking back and forth, and if they get into an argument over something, that's when stuff
Oh
blows
man,
up,
YouTube's
'cause-
like, this is a hot video.
yeah,
Let's
YouTube's
promote
like,
it.
man.
Yeah, because we have zero control. And here's the sad thing about
great.
it is we don't make money off any of this stuff
Ah.
because we do monetize our normal videos, but we can't we could, but we don't monetize our shorts because it's 60 seconds.
Who's gonna watch an advertisement for
So,
60 seconds?
Yeah,
And-
here's a
help us.
30-second ad for a 1 minute.
So we make
1
nothing.
minute
It's just
video.
for fun. It's great.
But what we planned, what we're doing, if you haven't seen, noticed, what we are turning this into focusing on our patrons, the folks
Well,
that keep the lights on.
That's
the folks
it. That's
that
our
support
income.
us.
You patrons are our income.
And
Yep.
they're the family. They're the ones that are in the circle. And you know what? We're going to start doing some bottlings, and this is the first one. They're going to get it, and then hopefully they get to get involved in the future bottlings,
Yeah,
whether it's
we're
the
gonna
direction
pick-
that we're going to do.
Yeah, we're gonna pick great whiskeys, and you can benefit from that.
Stay with. Here's a good thing. We're going to continue doing this. We've got a plan. We're going to do some keep doing shorts. We got some more reviews. We did a review tonight. We've got some other things coming out. That's
We
gonna
got
be-
two. We got
that's a good
two.
one. We're going to continue the live shows, and we've got some bottle picks,
Oh.
some barrel picks coming.
Tom wants us to do a Fireball Malort Jaeger.
Man, Tom,
I could
I
pick
kind
that
of feel
out.
like you don't love me when you say shit like that. Why would you do that?
I would do that.
If Sean does it, I'll do it. But I'm not doing it.
I'll do
have,
it. I don't care.
You have 3 whiskeys. Can you tell which one is Fireball?
But I'm not doing Fireball. We can do chicken cock.
Oh, that worked too.
Strong like Bolt.
No, but
Damn
Fireball
right.
will hit better on the.
True.
But so honestly, we've got the URL for the patrons. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it comes out next week, and I know things will speed up once we start sharing that URL with the patrons. But be on the lookout for more bottles because we've got 3 or 4 in the hopper, and we're excited about them.
Good things are happening.
Yes.
Great things are happening.
And
Stay tuned.
those patrons that are out there that have been a part of us and that are we're going to start roping you into the process of selecting them. I mean, it's we got to figure out how we can do
We
that.
are a
It's gonna
family.
be tough.
We're a
Yeah.
family. We really connect with our patrons. I mean, honestly, if you're new to the patron family, welcome. Just talk to some of the other ones because they're just as much of a channel as we
Man.
are.
We want to engage with the people that support us. Like,
Yep.
there's definitely some people that are always online and want to talk, but there's other people that, are kind
It's
of
family.
wallflowers, right?
Well, and there are people
come
that
and join
there-
us.
There are patrons that show up, and it's the first time we met them, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Good
want to meet you
times.
all. So,
Good things coming, but you know what, guys? It's time. Get your dram. You good?
Yep.
I'm
You
good.
got a
Hey, man.
touch left.
Let's end it. Tamale.
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 Cheers.
Cheers.
We love y'all. It's good
See
to
you next
see
time.
man. Cheers.
3, 2, 1.